Welcome along, everybody, to another exciting, or should I say, delicious episode of the Dad Mode podcast brought to you by Fathercraft. Tonight, I have the distinguished pleasure of sitting down with a true revolutionary, an ambassador of African cuisine. He has revolutionized the landscape of African cuisine one dish at a time. Help me welcome the host of the Launch, Learn, Connect podcast, the one and only Chef Bucci.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me here today.
Absolutely, it's a
You have a
distinguished
beautiful
pleasure.
place here. Nice setup.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. When I have that from you, and I've seen lots and
Nice.
lots of videos of your own podcast, and so that's a huge compliment coming from you. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
But more especially, thank you for making the long drive, for sitting down with us today, and to have a really exciting conversation about your background as a chef. And we'll pick your brain a little, so we'll see you could drop some little nuggets for people who aspire to follow in a similar path.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Tell me about your origin story, growing up in Nigeria. What inspired you to get into cuisine and being a chef?
All right. Thank you very much. That's a very, very important question.
Yeah.
Uh, Cooking has been something I grew up with, being my mom's youngest son,
Oh, yeah.
and always sitting in the kitchen with her while we used to have different conversations. I used to ask a whole lot of questions. I can ask a ton of questions in a short time. You know how kids are,
Absolutely.
So I'll sit with her, and then she will make me, chop the veggies for
Hmm.
her, pick the grains for her, stir the soup on the
Yeah.
stove, taste it, ask
Taste
me
it.
how it is, even ask, have me add seasons from time to time.
Mhm.
And I could remember I was always in the kitchen so much. One time I got burnt.
Oh,
Yeah, she was inside, and I tried to make tea, like hot chocolate for
right.
myself,
Yeah.
and I was boiling, this kettle. I
Yeah.
had this kettle on the stove, and then while I was trying to, when it got boiled, and I was trying to make my hot chocolate, the cover came out, and the heat hit my
Oh
hand so
boy.
badly, and I let it go,
And he poured all over you.
and it poured on me. So that was my first very bad experience in the kitchen. But did it stop me?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
So I enjoy cooking with my mom and then my older sisters.
Mhm.
I spend time talking with them, gisting with them a whole lot, and then that's how I just built my passion for cooking. Right since when I was about 7 years old. About
A traumatic experience like that, most people would just maybe take another turn. But how was the transformation from having such a traumatic experience? I don't know if you still have remnants of that scars on your body.
some time ago I was looking for it. I'm not sure it's still there.
Say thank God for Igbo,
Yeah,
right?
but that kept me away from school for like 3 weeks.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yes,
That was
yes,
terrible. So,
yes.
how was the transformation going from such a traumatic experience to actually coming back to that thing? Like, what was the connection that kept bringing you
I
back?
I was connected with my mom
Yeah,
and my sisters, so because they are always cooking,
yeah,
so I just have to sit there with them, pound some things for them. I enjoy the G's. I enjoy having my questions answered,
yeah.
and to me, being as young as I was, they were the people I could really depend on, and I could ask them any question. They were my chat GPT back in the day.
Before there was any such technology, right? So, do you come
Yes.
from a large family? I mean, typically, us Africans, we have a really large family. I'm from a family. My dad had 6 kids, and besides those 6 kids, we always had relatives in the house. So it was a really huge house,
Okay.
and I spent quite a bit of time with my mom as well. We have a good relationship. Each time I come back home, we're sitting in the kitchen, just exactly like you talked about. But unfortunately, I never picked up those skills myself. I was good on the microphone. That's why I'm sitting here right now.
Okay, cool.
But was it a large family you had growing up? In
Not so large. My dad had two wives.
oh, okay.
My mom being the younger wife,
Mm.
and it's so interesting because the two wives had 6 kids apiece.
Wow.
So we were 12 in total, and I think my grandfather had 6 wives. So that was back in the day.
The glory days,
All
aren't
the
they?
days allowed, and I heard he had 6 wives and also had girlfriends,
Oh,
concubines
and those were
added to
pretty
it.
acceptable. I mean, that
Back
was
in
a
the day,
standard. Yeah.
yes. So yeah, my dad had two, and he had concubines. But I grew up with my mom,
Mm.
because they got separated. I think even before I was a year old
Oh,
and all that. So
I
I
can
grew up,
imagine that really made that bond with you and mom.
so I grew up with my mom, and I can say I've never felt so much love
Mm.
like the kind of love I felt from my mom.
Right.
And I mean, I also rest in
Oh,
peace. She's an amazing human being, very intelligent, and so it was pretty And we are pretty close.
Mm.
Me and my sisters.
Yes.
I have one brother,
Mm.
and I have three other stepbrothers. We're pretty close. I was telling somebody the other day. I said, with me and my siblings, my older ones, we don't have secrets.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand, growing up outside of the house when I meet families that keep secrets from one
Yeah.
another.
And compete
I
with one
didn't,
another.
and compete. I didn't understand that
Yeah.
because for me and my brother and my sisters were pretty open. Everybody knows what everybody's doing or where everybody's going to, and we share information, we share things.
Right.
You see, so it's really and we're still like that today.
Wow,
You know.
that's really impressive. I mean, with such a large family, I imagine there's a lot of cooking, and so that's where some of those skills come up.
Mhm.
But I'm particularly interested in understanding, like, a lot of times when you have family dynamic where there's multiple, I would say, partners within a marriage, it's polygamy. I haven't heard a lot of beautiful stories from those. What would you say was your dad's technique or approach that made it such a success?
Well, for us, we didn't have it really smooth.
Oh.
For me and my mom's kids,
Mm.
direct sibling from my mom, we were a lot closer.
Right.
Of course, we tried to establish connection. We had some connection with our stepbrothers and sisters. Of course, all this family challenge. From the mothers down. If the mothers are not going along, they try to pass it
All right.
across to the kids. But me being the youngest,
You were kept away from
I
all
was
the.
kept away from
Yeah.
all that drama. So I still, always try to reach out to my step ones and all of that and try to maintain relationship with them, of course, even though it's challenging.
It is.
So
Yeah, it is
yes,
always challenging, especially if the parents themselves are not going along, getting along
exactly,
too.
exactly. But now all the parents are late, so we
It's
are we
up
are
to
all
you
now
now to
left
say.
to each other.
Do you think you feel that challenge, or you feel the need, if at all, to maybe chart a different course of relationship with the next generation in your
Yes,
family?
being
So.
the youngest, I try to, even though I'm the youngest from my mom,
Mhm.
I'm so loved and I'm so blessed that I have older ones that actually listen to me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel the burden, the responsibility, as though I'm the oldest.
Right.
You see, but yet I still handle my older ones with whole lot of respect, even as much as they respect me,
Right.
and almost see me as the leader in the family
That's
somewhat, you see, but I still give them their
the
space and
reverence.
their respect, and
Yeah.
they don't ever feel or get disrespected by me.
That's
And when
amazing.
there's issues among my older ones, always the best or the right person to settle them real quick.
Would
And I'm
be
gonna
you.
be like, hey, I love you, I love him, and I can't stand you talking against him like that. So you just have to work it out. So I'm always like the one bridging the gap between my older ones and settling quarrels and
Mm.
stuff like that. But we all have amazing relationship.
That's amazing. Would you say you've learned quite enough now to be able to look at some of the people who are going through a similar challenge in polygamous households that are not able to get along? Would you say you have some nuggets to throw at them on how to bridge those relationships?
Yeah, the thing is, love conquers all.
Okay.
Love always wins. By the time you eliminate competition from within siblings and
Right.
truly love and support one another, it's easy to grow. It's easy to rise. I always say that all we have is us.
Right.
Really, all we have is us. So we can always make it work.
Mhm.
And for me, I've never met anyone I don't love.
Yeah.
So much, or how much more my direct siblings
Yeah.
and all that. So with love, relationships can work in
Absolutely.
families, but without that, or with some little dot of hatred or jealousy, that's where problem comes in.
Yeah.
Then you have them fighting over properties and all of that.
Things we're never going to take with us, right?
Yes,
And it's
that I can understand.
and it's ironic because my experience, like I have the I would say grace of growing up in a family like similar to in terms of the relationship with my siblings. It's absolutely amazing. I have I mean, we get on group calls almost every day, talking about nothing really, and I think that's a true testament of a very healthy relationship when you could just get on the phone and yap about nothing with your siblings. I think it's a very, very underrated blessing.
Yes.
And one of the things that I've been trying to advocate is if we're able to move from the different states that we are and get at least around Texas so that we meet a lot more regularly. Our kids grow up with one another, get to know their siblings. I think us as the parents of this new generation, we have a really, really important role to play in terms of shaping the younger generation,
True.
making sure, as much as I'm trying between my two kids to instill love and take away that competition between them.
Yes.
I also want that to transfer to their cousins, let them get to know their cousins. We're Africans. Our family goes way beyond just a simple household.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I think it's a very, very underrated blessing to have siblings that you could not compete. You can never second
Exactly.
guess another person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's your first community,
Yeah.
and if we as one big family or whatever, your cousins or whatever, decide to love and work together, I believe the result that the whole family will get would be a lot better than when they're working or competing against one another.
Absolutely.
You see, so
I think you're spot on with that. Now let's pick on your cuisine. Now you talk about loving people on first sight. I'm a very first testament. I bear firsthand witness to that. I met you on one random afternoon when I came over to your
yes,
place to
oh
shoot
yes,
some of the videos for your pod, and you were extremely gracious. And I just want to say
thank
it to
you,
the whole world, like you are extremely welcoming, and I
thank
think
you.
I think it's a testament to all what you're talking about, what you've embodied, loving even total strangers and opening up your home to them. I got the opportunity of tasting your goat meat pepper soup. I
Yes,
still have remnants of that on my tongue right now, so I can tell you wherever you are in. I don't care if it's the DFW or even out of state. You ship, right? You ship some
yes,
of your
all
suya
over
and
the
your
country.
kilichi
We
and all of
cater
that.
for all over the country.
Yeah, so
Yes,
please make sure you reach out to Chef Bucci. I'm going to put his contact so you can find out how to reach him. He can cater for any and every kind of event. I've tasted his food. I can tell you right now that he's the absolute
I
best.
appreciate that. Thank you,
Absolutely.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, one of the things I remember back in college, I used to watch Anthony Bourdain. I'm sure you're familiar with him on CNN. He used to travel the world. He's a really top tier chef. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. I used to look at him and I say, this is the ultimate level of satisfaction. You're doing what you love, that's being a chef, but you get to travel the world and sit down and have meals with some of the greatest minds around the world. You had meetings, and he had sit down with the Dalai Lama, the Barack Obama, the former president, and some of the really, really great leaders. And I admired that a lot. I used to look at him and I was like, this guy is living the dream. And then all of a sudden, we got the news that he has committed suicide, and I was trying to balance that.
Crazy.
How could you have such an amazing life, an amazing thing going for you, and what could cause that? I mean, so tell me, do you think that there's some pressures that you feel on the back end being a chef that the world doesn't know about, as much as they might think you love what you do, and I assume that you do?
There is always pressure.
Right.
Everyone goes through challenges.
Yeah.
Everybody alive today goes through one challenge or the other, and you just can't tell what people are going through.
Absolutely.
You see, and like they say, don't judge a book by the cover. You look at somebody, they look good, they are successful, but you don't know what is going on deep inside of them.
Right.
So that is why it's very important for us to always check on one another from time to time. If some of your friends are too quiet, find out, hey, what's going on? You
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
I have a few people like that. If they've not seen my post or my story post for like 2-3 days, they are like, hey, you good? Everything all right? So that is what we need to do. Check on one another. We all have underlying issues that we go through. Life is always challenging.
Yeah.
You see, but no matter what you're going through, you can always beat it. And I was listening to Steve Harvey the other day, and a while ago, and he said something. He said, all the challenges you're facing today that seem like they're going to kill you, he said you're going to beat them 100%. He said, do you know how I know why? He said, because all the challenges you faced growing up through your lifetime, maybe for the past 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, depending on how old you are,
Right.
everything you faced that seemed at that point in time
Like it was going to
gonna
take you
end your
out.
life.
Yeah.
He said, you beat each and every one of them 100%. He said, how? Because you're here.
Yeah.
And those challenges are no more here.
They're behind you.
So the ones you're facing today is going to be just like those past ones.
That's extremely powerful.
So you're going to beat it 100%. So keep your head up. You see? Yeah, and when people commit suicide, I think it's a spirit. One, it's a bad spirit. And then it's also a selfish thing to do. Why are you looking for an easy way out?
It seems like it is, right?
Yeah, take the bull by the horn.
Like, I mean, sometimes without trying to undermine what people are going through,
Yes.
it's a really interesting perspective to think about when people take that route, because you have people that love you.
Yes. Reach out.
People have different philosophies of what happened when you're no longer in this world, but you're not here to feel the pain of the people that you left behind, and so that's why it seems like it's the easy way out. Yeah.
Yes. No matter what it is, there's always a solution. And the Bible talks about in the midst of the challenge that God makes a way out. So the way out is in the midst of the challenge. So all you need is wisdom. Ask the Lord to open your eyes.
Right.
What do I need to do? There's always something to do
Right.
that can change your whole situation overnight.
Tell me, how much has faith played a role in you dealing with, say, the loss of a parent, and your both parents, to dealing with the pressures of life? What would you say? How much has faith played a role in that?
Uh I'm grateful to God that He picked me up early
Yeah.
enough. I found Christ early enough at a point where my whole life was dark. I didn't even know. I mean, my future was bleak.
Yeah.
Everything was dark, nothing. And then my older brother invited me to church, and that's how I got saved. And reading the Bible and reading different Christian literatures
Yeah.
and hearing messages, listening to so many motivational speakers, that helped me
Yeah.
through the years. So everything that I do is born out of trust in God. And what I'm doing right now as a chef is a calling because everybody eats.
Yeah.
And there's a proverb in Africa that says the fastest way to a man's heart is his
It's
belly.
the stomach. Yeah.
You
And that
see,
gets us every time, right?
all the time, everybody eats, and
Yeah.
people eat at least 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Some eat 6, 7 times a day.
Ooh.
And we are here to feed them. You see, and when I cook, I put a whole lot of love into it because I'm looking at putting a smile on people's faces. I'm looking at when they see the food, how does it make them feel? Just seeing that I am served this delicious cuisine in
Yeah.
front of me.
Yeah.
There's a feeling it brings
Yeah.
to them. And then by the time they taste it and the taste is right and accurate, see, as a chef, when we're putting all these things together, we're sending a message of love,
Right.
a message saying that you deserve the best in your plate. So when you taste it, that message should come.
You
You should
feel that.
feel it on the
Feel that in
inside of
every
you.
single
You
ingredient in
see,
there.
so I'm always excited to look at people's faces when they're trying my food for the first time. It's always exciting to me. And by the time they are done, they are like, "Chef, I need to go to sleep." you know. So
Yeah, I think it's great. I think just even the whole process of curating a meal, but not just that, but the presentation. So before you take the first scoop, just the general layout, the attention that you've paid to detail on how you want to lay that food out tells you how important you are. And I'm first-hand witness to that, like I talked about earlier. I sat down with your goat meat pepper soup, and I've seen lots of pictures of how you actually put these
present,
meals, you present
yes.
these meals, and I think there's a lot of art that goes into it. Would you say?
Thank you, and we still have rooms to improve. So, and we are upgrading as we go.
And that's
So, thank you
amazing.
for that.
Yeah, that's an amazing approach to say you're doing such a great job, but you still have the mindset of how do I make it even better? And that's how you grow.
Growing up, whenever I make food for myself,
Uh,
maybe breakfast, lunch, or dinner, there's a way I serve
Even
myself
if you're by yourself.
by myself.
Right.
There's a way I serve myself. Some people around me will be like, "You're doing too much." See, but I just want to serve myself with nice plates and nice cutleries, and then there's a way I arrange my food and all that. Like in a simple way. By the time I dish rice and stew, the traditional way is that people put their rice and then put the
The
stew
two
on
on top of
top
it.
and all.
Yeah.
No, no, no. I like my rice well arranged on the side of the plate and my stew and the proteins on the side of the plate. If there's plantain, I like the plantain lined out. That is just me serving me.
They imagine what you would do for people,
You
other
see, and so
strangers.
that by the time I put the plate in front of me, I'm happy to dig in.
Yeah.
So there's something it does to me. It's just when I cook for people as well, I want to send the same message. I want them to have that same effect,
Right.
that joy, that feel that, hey, you're special. You deserve this.
So besides this obvious one that you're talking about right now, the detail, the attention that you pay in curating the meal and the presentation, what do you think are some of the common mistakes that other people in the culinary industry make, especially our African brethren that want to get into this role? What do you think is some of the more common mistakes that they make?
You need to see people for who they are.
It's beyond just food.
It's beyond the food. See them for they are respectful. You see, they deserve to be honored. And I say to people, you all work so hard. You need to kick back and
Treat
get
yourself.
served.
Yeah.
And get a treat, get treated. So serve people with honor. And
Right.
when you do that, you won't just serve them in a dirty plate.
Absolutely not.
You see, you won't just throw the food at your face. You see, there's a way you want to put it together and place it in front of them, and there's a smile you come with. There's a way you address them. You see, that means a whole lot to them. So maybe they've been beat down in the office,
Yeah.
issues with their boss, issues with colleagues, so many emails to answer to, but now they're in front of you to eat your food. Let them feel honorable. Let them forget about all the troubles in the office.
Feel like they're home.
Serve them so well that they'll be like, yeah, I can do this.
As you're just talking about it now, I'm thinking about, like, I don't know if it's a trick that my wife plays on me, but it always works.
It works,
She
yeah.
does that all the time. Like, you could have a bad day, but you know for a fact that when you're sitting down to eat, patience has been
There's
paid to that
something
whole
about the
process.
plate.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter whether you're working in a factory, you're doing hard labor, or you're sitting at a desk at a computer. When I come back home, I always feel that, like, my wife always puts that, and it gets me. Like, I
Oh,
completely forget
that's it.
about whatever has been stressing me throughout the course of the day, and I'm just ready to dig in. And as soon as I'm done with that,
That's it.
okay.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a very really interesting way of looking at it. Now, tell me about the business of being a chef. What are some of the challenges that you face, and what are the upsides? Obviously, you get to meet a lot of decent people and you build good relationships, but look at the future of the culinary and the catering industry, especially from an African being over here. Do you face any kind of challenges, or do you see, and then also, do you see any bright lights ahead in that market?
The market it's a big market, and
Okay.
it's a beautiful market. There are lots of cooks. There are people, Africans, Mexicans, Americans, and all kinds of people that really do know how to cook.
Yeah.
And I enjoy all kinds of cuisine. I go to Brazilian restaurant, Japanese restaurant, different places just to try out what they have. Cameroonian restaurant, Kenyan restaurant, and Kenyan food, Congolese food.
Yeah.
And I tried all kinds of food. And some people be like, you as a chef, it's going to be hard to cook for you. I said, I'm the easiest person to cook for
Because you have all of that
because I
experience.
enjoy
Yeah.
everything. And I enjoy other people's cooking much more because mine is in front of me all the time. So once somebody offers me something, I like to dig in and enjoy it totally. See, but some of the challenges we have in the industry is people trying to compete rather than collaborate.
Collaborate.
You see, I believe we can collaborate and do a whole lot more. There are millions and millions of people all over the world. There is no
They're hungry.
way you as a chef can cook for everybody,
Yeah.
and there's no way you can know how to cook everything. You see, so we can all have areas of specialization.
Yeah.
And if I collaborate with some other chef, and if I have people that are having an event and then they need some type of food that I know is not my area of specialty, I don't have to go and start
Trying
trying
to learn on the
to
go.
learn it on the go and put it together. No, I just get somebody, some of my friends that are good in that area. Hey, let's do this together.
Yeah.
You see, and then we'll collaborate, and then everybody gets paid, and then the customer is happy, and we're good. You see.
And if you leave that kind of memory with a customer, obviously they'll always want to come back. Yeah,
Oh
because
yes, oh yes. So I'm working on building that and having more people, get more connections with other chefs that knows how to handle different, all kinds of food and all that, so that we can be able to satisfy a lot more people. I'm looking at least being a one-stop shop that somebody can call me and be like, okay, we're having a Brazilian party, we want Brazilian food, we want Argentinian food,
Yeah.
and then I can call on different chefs
To come
that
in and-
specialize in all those things and say, okay, let's coordinate and have this.
I think
put
I
this
think
together.
I think that's a brilliant way to look at it. Oftentimes in business, any kind of business for that matter, like, people are always looking at how do I knock the competition off the grid. But
No, for me, there's no competition.
yeah,
We've been to malls where you have McDonald's,
right next to each other.
Lisa's Chicken,
Yeah,
Wendy's Chicken, and right next to in the same shopping
Yeah.
mall. You see, but it's about individual's taste bug. Say, what do you feel like eating? I want to eat McDonald's today, and then the next day I just want a Whataburger. I just
Yeah.
want their salad, and
Yeah.
I'm good with that. And the next day I just want Wendy's.
so there's always going to be business for everybody.
And they are all people. The cars are parking in front of all of them
Yeah.
every day. So there's no competition. Everybody can win. There's room at the top for everybody. You see.
That's amazing. Now with that background of tasting and going around and trying different foods, and you being an open book. Now, talk to us about your ebook. I understand you published
Yeah.
an ebook with different recipes, and how talk to the people about it and how they can reach you to get a copy and learn a bit about.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I have an ebook out. It's titled Asun. It's
Okay.
step by step on how to create Asun. Asun is a special delicacy in Nigeria, especially in the Yoruba culture.
Okay.
It's made from goat meat, you see. And the reason why I wrote this book is I'm in one location, and then I have people watching me, watching my videos and liking my videos from different parts of the world.
Right.
It's so that they can have an opportunity to be able to recreate my dish. A
Right.
lot of people talk about how they heard about how good my cooking is and all that.
But unfortunately, they
And
can't get
many
it.
many times people come from different parts of the world,
Yeah.
and once they're in DFW, they are like, I want to see Chef Bucci. I want Chef Bucci to come cater for my event or whatever. So, and I'm always happy to do that. You see, but regardless, if you're not around me, you can still enjoy my cooking just by following my recipe book. So we have a song out. We had how to make beef suya
Okay.
as well. That's on Amazon right now. But our song is on our website, and then we also have it on the Stan bookstore.
Okay.
You can get it from stan.com. And we are coming out with a lot more. You see, we're coming out with nkwobi, coconut rice, a whole lot of different recipes is coming up real soon. So that the comfort of your home, you can choose whatever recipe you want to make for yourself and have
try it
that
out.
taste of Chef Bucci's cuisine right in the comfort of your home.
Absolutely, and everyone is I think an opportunity to support this course and help spread our culture of African dish around the world. Please support Chef Bucci. Go on Amazon and go on Stan.com.
Stan.com or launchlearnconnect.com
Launch,
slash
Learn, Connect.
ebook.
That's your
Yes.
podcast. First of all, follow him, subscribe to his podcast. He's doing amazing work. I have had the pleasure of actually being behind the camera on some of your shoots. So
Thank
please
you.
support Chef Bucci. He's doing, I would say, an ambassadorial work
Thank
for
you.
African
Thank
cuisine.
you.
So go on there, get those books, get the ebook, and try it out. And post videos on social media. Tag him on it, and let's see how well you can try to follow in his footsteps. So thank you. Yeah, I think it's really important as part of what I do, to get people that are specialists in different fields to come in and share some of their, even I'll call them business secrets, or but just help guide the younger generation to follow in a similar path. So I think it's absolutely important. Now, what I want to ask you is, I see food as one of the easiest ways of learning about a culture. I don't know if you agree with
Sure,
that stance,
sure, sure.
but tell me how, from your experience, putting food out there, publishing these books, how much have you been able to break the barriers of different cultures to tell the story of not just the Yoruba but Nigeria in general through your food?
Yeah. I tell people, some of my American friends, that you don't have to take a trip
To Nigeria.
to Nigeria, to Africa. Right here, you can have a taste of Nigeria. You can have a taste of the home where I'm coming from. Right here, you see. So that's what we try to do. And some people, they get curious. They want to know, what does it taste like. I had an American friend that said that she had never tasted goat before. So the first time she came to visit me, and then I made goat asun for
Asun.
her. Oh, it was like, wow. And then she tried the pepper soup version of the
Yeah.
goat. Wow. You see, so I love people to come and have a taste of that culture. It
Yeah.
is different. It is so different.
Yeah.
And I always make sure I make whatever I make, because I'm connected to my customers, or whoever I'm catering for, to get to know how much they like it, like the spice level.
Yeah.
Because over here, African food is known to be very spicy.
Absolutely.
You see, and that's one of the problems our African chef have over here. You should get to know your audience, get to know the people you're cooking for.
Right.
Not everyone can do spicy. Some will turn red with just a pinch of spice.
Yeah.
You see, so be kind.
You're not cooking for yourself, you're cooking for them.
Be very, very kind.
So it's interesting that you're using the word kind, because I mean people don't have any idea how spicy some of these food
Oh,
could get.
wow.
Because sometimes when it hits your tongue, like, imagine like someone comes in and sits down and says, "I want to have pepper soup." It's already called pepper soup, so they're already
You
traumatized
know it's
thinking about
spicy.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So-
You see, but still, I make my pepper soup. I try to make it mild,
yeah.
except for someone that likes it very,
Very
spicy.
spicy.
And people like different level of spicy. You see, some like it 5. If 5 is really high, even as 5 is high, I have some people that like it at 10.
Wow. So they just
They
put the
said
pepper
once they're
in pepper
eating it,
soup.
they want their mouth, their nose, their eyes to be running and all that. That is how they grew up. You see, so but it's very important to know your customers, know who you're cooking for, and give them something to enjoy, not something to suffer through.
Because if they do suffer through, they're not gonna have a good memory of it. They will not want to come
No,
back. Yeah.
they won't even want to try any African food again.
And I think it's important because like a lot of times their food, like I'm from Cameroon, we have over 250 different ethnic groups in Cameroon. There is a vast array of cuisine in Cameroon. Just within Cameroon, I don't know how much you know about Cameroon cuisine, but just within Cameroon, there is so many different dishes. And so obviously when you're broadening your horizon, you get to try food from different places. And I'm not, my stomach or my taste buds is not as tolerant as yours. Maybe it's because you're a chef, so you're already in tune. But there are dishes that I don't try at all because I had a terrible experience the first time around.
Oh, okay.
Just because either the first person that was doing it maybe was heavy on the salt or on the pepper or on a particular spice, or maybe they just weren't the best people to do that. And so I just leave knowing, okay, I'm never going to try that again. I don't know if it's mental, leave some kind of trauma in your mind and you never want to go back.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing with when I cook. People like something that tastes good. You see, make sure your food and our food, all our African food, tastes good. Now it depends on who is tasting it, really. But
Right.
make sure it's authentic and it tastes good. Don't overspice it.
Yeah.
Not like you said, too much salt. By the time I taste the food once or twice and it's too much salt, I can't continue. It's difficult to continue.
Right.
You see, so whoever handled that, that's why when you're cooking, you taste as you go. There's something you're chasing. There's something you're driving at. You see, you're cooking with the eater in mind.
Right.
What would their facial expression be? How would they enjoy this? How would they feel this? And many times, it's funny. Whenever I'm cooking and I'm tasting it,
Yeah.
I always have my eyes closed because I want to feel the spirit behind every ingredient that is in this dish and be sure they are right. I don't know how that happens. People look at me and be like, oh, serious? Okay, no wonder. You see, I close my eyes and I want to taste everything. The salt, the this, the that. And sometimes I can eat somebody else's food and tell what's in it.
Yeah. You tell every single ingredient.
Every ingredient that's in it. So, okay. Maybe this should have been more of that. Oh, this is perfect. And all that. So
I just listened to you talk about. I just pictured it. You closing your eyes, and I hear the term soul food. I think we should transfer that term over. Say this is what soul food really means, because it
has to hit you
Yeah.
first. It has to hit you first. So, but when the food is too spicy or too salty, or I wonder if the cook tasted it. And
You-
how they felt when they tasted it, So,
You just be polite with them and say, yeah, it was good. Yeah, you
yeah,
just move on.
it's good.
That's amazing. That's really amazing insight. Now, you have used the term chef and cook interchangeably. Now, I want to hear from a professional in the culinary industry. What would you say is the difference between a cook and a chef? Are they grades or?
They are mostly used interchangeably.
Okay.
But a cook is somebody that cooks, follows instructions, follows somebody else's recipe.
Yeah.
To cook something. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. But they follow instructions, so they cook. A chef is also a cook.
But?
You see, but on a higher level,
Yeah.
a chef develops recipes.
Oh.
A chef manages the whole kitchen. A chef is trained. You see, so that's the difference. And a chef instructs the cook,
Yeah.
even though the chef is also a cook. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. I grew up in Cameroon. We always just say cook. And then I went to a boarding school. We call all the people that cook in the cook. And then when you hear chef, there's a certain level of aesthetic that comes with it. You know that this is someone who's a professional. You know that this is someone who goes beyond just what they know, like what they cook on every basis. They're able to, I would say, talk across different cultures and different cuisine
True.
to understand the culinary language, to be able to say, hey, this spice, what does it do? And then they're able to, I dare I say, and tell me if I'm wrong with this analogy, say a chef would be able to come across a particular ingredient that they've never come across before, learn about it, and they're able to use that to integrate in their own craft and cooking. Would you say?
True, true, true. We create different things, and it's all about the taste, the presentation, the look, and all of that, and the texture of the food.
Yeah.
So everything has to be right. I mean, your meat has to be tender, not overly tender,
Yeah.
and not too hard. It has to be, everything just has to be right.
Yeah.
And we are passionate about what we do. We are not just putting stuff together in the
Yeah.
kitchen. Sometimes when I'm cooking, I'm feeling like a DJ.
Ooh.
You see, putting that, putting that, putting that. I'm doing all the mixes and all
And
that. And
mash
at
up.
the end of the day, how is it? Sometimes I taste my own food and I'm dancing all by myself in the kitchen. I'm like, wow. And sometimes, even when I think I made a blunder in the kitchen and I'm not sure about this taste, see, whatever you do, your state of mind has a whole lot to play, has a whole lot of part to play in it. However you feel can also transfer into your work, into your cooking. That is why it's very important to always feel good, always. Always have that positive energy, because you're transferring that into your cooking and you're serving somebody with it. Life is spiritual, you see? So what are you putting in it?
Yeah.
So that's why whenever I'm cooking, music is playing or inspirational message is playing or something is playing, because all that is coming out and going into what I'm cooking. So that is why it's always about the taste. When you taste my food, it feels different.
Those are the little nuggets, the little detail that you pay attention to that makes a whole difference
Because
in
a
what.
whole lot goes into
Yeah.
it. And the day that whenever I'm having a bad day, I may not even cook.
You stay away from the kitchen.
That's how passionate I am about
Yeah.
my cooking. I may not even just cook that. I just stay away.
And I do see on social media, I see sometimes you wake up in the morning, you make sure you get your exercise in, make sure that you're in perfect shape, perfect mental state, and then you go in there and you do your thing.
I try. You have to keep it all together.
That's amazing. Now, we see all over social media how far, obviously, music leads the way from Nigeria, all over Africa, and all over the world, really. I see people in Korea dancing to Afro beats and all of that. Now, alongside all of that, are videos of people eating fufu for the first time, all these different. How proud does that make you feel seeing all of that?
Somehow I'm riding.
In the middle of it.
I'm riding on the back of Afrobeat.
Okay.
So the music is already going, or has already gone all over the world, thanks to all our Afrobeat musicians from all over Africa.
Yeah.
So music is like food. You see, so I'm using Afrobeat music also. I'm riding on the back of Afrobeat music to also push out Afrobeat food or Afro food,
Afro cuisine. Yeah.
and all that. So that's what we're doing. So as they are hearing the video is from Nigeria. Okay, this is Nigerian food. You see, and now they're talking about all this food like Odumodo. I don't know if you know Odumodo falafel. It's about abacha and all of that. Nkwobi and things like that. So when people are hearing that in the music, they don't know what it is. But when they now watch Chef Bucci and then they hear the same nkwobi or abacha is in it or krokai and things like that, they're like, oh, they heard it in that song. And by the time they try it, oh, nice. See, so.
How important do you think it is for us to carry on that tradition and legacy from our African cuisine, being in this part of the world where the food is not as accessible? I mean, obviously here in the United States, we have it a lot better than some people in some parts of Europe or Asia. I watched a video sometime of a Champions League game. There's a Dortmund player, Adeyemi. I don't know if you're familiar with him. They asked him, like, what is it you eat that makes you go so fast? And he said fufu. And then he talked about African food on such a huge platform.
Nice.
And then the very next minute, there are videos of him getting his white teammates to go to a Nigerian restaurant and sit down and try all of that food. Because, hey, I would really want to know what goes into making these people so fast and strong. How important do you think it is for us to carry on that legacy, being in this part of the world, ensuring that we keep the tradition and the culture of our African food in this part of the world?
Very, very good question. One of the beautiful things is that the ingredients we use for African food, they are very organic.
Yeah.
And then they all have some vital nutrients that it gives to the body.
Yeah.
So sometimes people have cold and all of that, and then they can eat the pepper soup.
Pepper soup, yeah.
You see, I don't know how, but it just helps. one way or the other.
Yeah.
You see, so the natural ingredients is really, really good for the health, for our health. Like Adeyemi said, that
Yeah.
hey, the fufu helps him go very fast. And that can be true, or it is true. Because there's something in not just the fufu itself, not just the dough itself, but the things in the soup.
Yeah.
You know, the green leaves, the roots, or whatever is like it contains in it,
Yeah.
all give some vital things that our body needs. So
That's.
African food is very important.
Do you think we're getting towards the part where we could say we're leading the way in the world with Afrobeat and Afro cuisine? Are you saying? Do you think that we're right there yet,
Yeah,
or
I,
we're,
I think we're doing an amazing job so
yeah?
far, and it's going to get better. You see, because many, many years ago, if you go to parties and all of that, you always hear foreign music
Yeah.
that is back home in Nigeria. Our Nigerian or African music hardly gets played.
Yeah.
You see, but now you go to a party or something. If there is no Afrobeat music,
No
the
one's
party
getting on the
hasn't
dance
started.
floor. Absolutely.
You see, it hasn't started. So the same way we are pushing our cuisine to
To be a
develop the world,
staple
to be a
in.
staple. And people that are trying it so far, they are enjoying it.
Yeah.
You see, because we can't keep living on burger and French fries and pizza and stuff like that. And most of those things are not even healthy. You see, but by the time they put a red fish in front of you with vegetables
Touched by Chef
and some
Bucci.
plantains, you feel me? It sends a different kind of
Yeah.
message. You see, now you're eating healthy. You're eating fish and vegetables.
Yeah. And you're learning a completely different culture
A
along with
completely
it.
different culture, and it tastes good.
Perfect, perfect. Now, this is really exciting. We could go on for hours, but now I want to ask you something really deep for people to reflect on. How do you see the next generation? Obviously, there's a lot that we take with us that we were born and raised in Africa before we moved over here. Where do you see the next generation taking on this legacy and continuing with it? Is there a message you want to send to them?
Okay, like who wants to be a chef? Or
Whether they want to be a chef or they, particularly the ones that are thinking about it, do you want to encourage? Do you have something to encourage them to take that on, or even people that haven't thought about it that might make them consider going in that path?
it's a beautiful part because if you're thinking about being a chef for career or business,
Yeah.
everybody eats, so there's always market for you. You see, but what would differentiate you will be how good whatever you're cooking is. You see, so you want to be a chef, can go to school, go to a culinary school, and learn how to do it. Now, dependent on the area you want to focus on.
Yeah.
Because not all culinary schools can teach you everything.
Yeah.
You see, like no culinary school in the world can teach me what my mother taught me
Absolutely.
in the house.
Yeah.
You see, so now I'm building a culinary school that can be able to teach people the way my mother taught me. So that's something different. And then we're gonna have other chefs in there that will teach people other recipes.
Yeah.
You know, so we are working on that. Okay, so any one of you, you're coming up and want to be a chef, just watch out. And then I'm having a cooking classes, online cooking classes. So wherever you are in the world, we're rolling that out pretty soon too. Apart from our recipe books, we're gonna be having cooking classes. So you can join the cooking classes online and learn how to make one or two things for you to enjoy, your families to enjoy.
You hear that,
in
kids?
your home.
Get in the kitchen. Get close to
Exactly.
whoever's cooking. Whether I don't care if it's dad or mom. Get close to them
Exactly.
and look out for Chef Bucci's online class coming up. Make sure you sign up for that and follow along. You have a really, really important job to carry on this legacy. The hard work that this gentleman is putting in doesn't have to go when he's no longer in this world. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So I want to close it out with a very, very important age-old question that philosophers and culinary specialists over the years, for thousands of years, have been debating over:
Okay.
Cameroonian food and Nigerian food.
Yes.
I'm putting you on the
That's
spot
like
right now.
That's like the question of
Of the day.
Nigerian jollof rice and Ghana,
Ghana
jollof
jollof.
rice.
And you see, the reason I'm asking that is because they talk about Nigeria and Ghana all the time, and people really underlook Cameroon.
I know, right?
I think it's a popularity contest, in my opinion. Quite simply, honestly, like it's a popularity contest between. I mean, Ghana and Nigeria being the giant nations in Africa, and obviously doing great job leading the way across the world in different aspects, whether it be in fashion or music or cuisine.
But Cameroon is there. We know yours.
Oh, you do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Cameroonian food, people, you are sleeping on that. Now, it doesn't have to be a war, like Chef Bucci said. It has to be a collaboration. I want to encourage everybody who put down the sword, okay? Stop fighting. Go and try different foods. Try food from everywhere, not just Cameroon. But please, take some time. Sit down in any African cuisine, but
Yes.
learn about Cameroon. Don't underlook Cameroon,
Yes,
please.
and I can say that Cameroon or Cameroonians have one of the best grilled or baked fish
Ooh.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so I'll give that to them, but try mine and see what's up.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure,
Thank you,
Chef
sir.
Bucci.
Thank
Do
you.
you have any closing remarks you want to make?
I want to say big thank you for having me
Mm,
here, and what I would say to everybody is that just lead in love.
mm,
You see, and you don't go higher by bringing anybody down. You don't
absolutely.
get your own candle doesn't shine brighter by turning off somebody else's
Oh,
on.
mm,
You see, and no matter the challenge you're going through, it will pass. You see, and the darker the night, the brighter the smallest of lights will
mm,
shine.
mm.
You see, so no matter how dark the situation you're in today is, no matter how bad it is, no matter how dark it is, just with a little faith, all you need is just that little light. That little light, no matter how small it is, will shine brighter when the room is even darker. You see, and by the time you're putting out other people's lights, you're gonna have lesser light to work
Yeah,
with. But if I come with my light, you come with your light, someone else comes with their light, we'll have a
makes the
brighter
room a lot
room.
brighter.
We
Yeah.
have more direction.
Mm.
Then we can work together better. We can move faster and have great results together. So let's all rise together.
That
Okay.
tells you everything you need to know about how much detail this man, how much passion goes into his food, because that's way beyond just food,
Thank you,
what you
sir.
just said. And thank you for that nugget. And I thank you also particularly for making the drive and being here today. It's been an absolute pleasure sitting down with you and having this conversation. Please continue to follow our conversation. Follow Chef Bucci. Launch, Learn, Connect is the name of his podcast. Show him all the support that you can, buy his ebook, like we talked about, and subscribe to his channel. And continue subscribing to this channel as well. Follow us on social media and keep an eye for all the message that we send out. And let's keep a lookout for our next episodes. And this is very well in line with what you're talking about, because that's how I always close out everyone on my show. I always say, remember, choose kindness. Thank you very much, Chef Pucci.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
As